What's up, guys? It's your girl Serpentine 10, and today I am back with an interesting video today. So, I have been thinking about making some videos about just some theories that I have about different video games and characters and stuff that is going on, and I have a lot in store, so do not worry. And shockingly, one that has just been boggling my mind for the longest time is a Street Fighter theory that I have, and it's just a theory, everybody. So don't worry, it's nothing official, but it's definitely bothering me a lot, and I know that it has to have some merit, if not 100%. Something has to be going on there, and before I go into that, as you can see, I'm on my lovely YouTube page. So if you guys are not subscribed to my page, go out there, subscribe, tell all your friends about it. Trying to get to 300 subscribers. So check that out. Help me out on that. I greatly appreciate it. So today, I'm going to go through a theory that I have about G on Street Fighter 5. You know, our lovely president of the world right here, our lovely president. I love him so much. I main him in Street Fighter 5. Well, I did, but I don't really play Street Fighter 5 no more. And JP. So JP is a new character that has just kind of showed up out of nowhere on Street Fighter 6. We do have some, some footage of him here and there. And I mean, if you guys never seen him, he's a really, really cool looking character. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I love the way that character looks. Like, I'm just gonna like type it in right here so you guys can see. I love the way JP looks. JP is just like, when the first time I seen him, I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely somebody I want to play. He just has everything that I like in a character. He's really cool looking. He fits the build of like a character that I would usually pick. I usually pick male characters, so I'm really, really interested in finding another male character that's not G. And I believe that I'm, going towards him because he looks so similar to him in a lot of different aspects and ways, and that's why we're going to talk about this today. So, a long time ago, I had seen something, and I don't really know what the whole deal is with G, by the way. I've heard somewhere that Capcom had called him like an Earth deity, that he is Earth in a human form. I mean, I don't know if that's 100% true, or, if he just, lying and he's just some evil dude out there just trying to, get over on people. It's very possible. But I know that the ending of that is that Rose, found out what he was doing, and I guess they read each other's mind or whatever. So she figured out what he was doing, and I guess he was exposed. And I think Rose's ending shows that she wanted to go back in the past and stop him. But I don't know if they're going to continue that story here. And this is what makes JP so fascinating, is because the way that the Street Fighter 5 ending with Rose was, how she kind of wants to stop G before he does something, I guess, extreme, which seems like he wants to destroy the world. It's kind of funny that JP just shows up out of nowhere, and this is the weird thing. It's a lot of similarities to G and JP. They have the crazy acronyms for their names. You can go all the way back to Q. He has the crazy acronyms. And this theory that I'm finna throw out is crazy. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but hear me out. I just have to tell someone, which I've already done, and I'm gonna record it to the world now. I feel like Q, G, and JP are all the same person, but I feel like it's a thing or a being that is evolving. That is my theory. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at Q is a very, very bizarre character. He's like clumsy, he like blows up, he doesn't talk, he can't talk, I guess. He just like muffles, he has his face covered. And I just feel like we don't know a lot about that character. And I feel like he's some prototype that's not finished, and that's why his fighting style is the way that it is. And then I feel like over time, you know, he kind of adapted and maybe got more skills and stuff. And I know that he kind of went missing. If you look at Q's ending, he is shown up around the world, multiple places. So it might be multiple Q's out there. But they don't know where he went. I believe that C. Viper was looking for him. In her ending in 5. Wait a minute, no, not C. Viper. Oh my god. I can't remember. It was like an ending where somebody was looking for him. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember who was looking for him. Somebody was. I said C. Viper. I don't think that's who that was. Maybe she was looking for him in 4. If y'all know, correct me on that. I believe she might have been looking for him in 4. But it was like that ending. And I just feel like Q has evolved over time. And I believe that his next stage was G. And I feel like, you know, G is a very, very bizarre character. He's weird. You know, he looks like Abraham Lincoln for some reason. I don't know why he looks like this, but I feel like him looking like this is a way to probably trick people into a false sense of security, you know, get them to be very comfortable around him. He's really friendly. He's really nice. He has the gold stuff in his skin. You know, he has Earth-like powers. He talks about being the president, and he likes shaking people's hands. Now, I know that Q, when he touches you, he like electrocutes you. But I have noticed that when G touches you, it seems like that's his thing that he likes to do. He likes to shake people's hands. It's a little weird, but I understand why he wants to do it, because, you know, you're supposed to be the quote-unquote president. I guess that's what you're doing. But it's a little weird that he wants to do that so much. And I feel like he's gaining power from worthy opponents, and he's getting stronger from that. That's what I feel like he's doing. And that might have been something that Rose seen in her vision. I'm not really sure, but it might have been. And whatever was going on, I know he even spooked Gil. Gil was like, who is this dude? But I feel like, you know, he was gaining some power in his mothership in space, which is utterly ridiculous. That they say that G has beat up so many people in the Street Fighter tournament, that he has so much money that he just built a spacecraft in space with people on it. It's ridiculous. You know, Capcom is ridiculous with those kind of thoughts. But apparently that's what happened. And it seemed like his ending, he wanted to find the most worthiest fighters, and he brought them all together. I know he had like Elena, he had like, I think Hakan and like Dan in his ending, and they were like traveling the world and stuff. So it seemed like he wants to get worthy fighters together for some reason. And I feel like he's gaining energy off of them. And I feel like he's trying to get himself to be stronger so he can do, you know, whatever the end result is. And I feel like he's trying to, or did, become the next phase in his evolution, which would be JP. And I feel like that's what Rose seen. Rose was like, oh my god, he changes into this guy. And JP is very menacing. It's very, very highly likely that this is the boss of Street Fighter 6. It's kind of weird that they would show him right now if he's the boss. He definitely gives boss vibes. He looks evil. He's throwing around Psycho Power. I'm not really sure about that. There are some questions that I have that kind of makes me think, you know, don't think that my theory is good enough, because I do have some loopholes in it, but it's just something that I'm throwing out there because I've been thinking about it, and maybe somebody else have been thinking about it too. But the thing with, you know, G being having like the southern accent and everything, and then, you know, with JP supposedly being from Russia, he doesn't even have a Russian accent, which, by the way, I'm upset, because if he had a Russian accent, that would be great. That would be beauty to my ears, because I feel like, man, he would be like a Russian version of G pretty much. But they didn't do that. I don't know why. He just sounds, you know, regal and very, very royal and uppity, which I expected. But yeah, he doesn't sound Russian. And it seems like his stage, he's in the Himalayas. And the only reason why I'm saying that his stage looks like the Himalayas is because of the flags. So these flags right here, I believe in the Himalayas, are called like prayer flags. Quote me on this in the comment, guys. Am I wrong about that? I believe that they're prayer flags, and I believe that this is the Himalayas. That's what my thought is. It's very interesting that he has red blue here, because I don't know what that means. Is this giving off some Gil vibes, or is this giving off like, oh, I'm Russian vibes? Because that could be what this is. I mean, the Russian flag is red, white, and blue, just like the U.S. It's a different pattern though, so I don't know. And then there's like a weird figure here, which it was like a Bingus or maybe like a drawing for Street Fighter 6, and it was like this girl, and somebody has zoomed in this picture. I don't know where it is right now, but don't know for sure, but that girl looked very similar to Menat. I don't know why Menat would be here. I'm not even sure if that's her, but the girl did look like Menat, but she had like this veil over her head, and it was like you could see through it, and it had like these like little shingle things hanging off of it. It looked very similar to Menat, so I don't know if that's the same chick in this background, like watching this, but it's weird. And JP is doing some hocus pocus with psycho power. I'm assuming that's what he's wielding. It's really different though, because he's like got some witchy stuff going on. He definitely can throw out like spirits, and then it's like these crazy spikes out the ground, and he's like cracking reality, and it's crazy what this man can do. So I don't, if this is G and he is evolving, I would assume that he will evolve and he will start to look different as time goes on, because as you see right now, if this was G, you know, G has like the blonde hair and a long beard. I mean, I can totally believe that he would just cut his hair, and you know, as time goes on, his hair would just turn white. I could definitely believe that. And it's funny because, you know, G wears the bow tie and JP's wearing an ascot. I mean, it's I mean, that's interesting that they have similar taste with those kind of things. But I'm just throwing that out there. JP has some darker skin. I don't know. He's getting a tan, I guess. I mean, there's nothing wrong with him being of a darker shade. I actually noticed that. That was the first thing that I did notice when I seen him in the trailer. I was like, man, he definitely looks like he just darker complexion, which is really nice because I don't know, he looks like G went to go get a tan, and G has white hair now, and then he just cut his, you know, beard, and he grew his hair out, and now he just has a lot of swag. That's what this is giving me. And even this picture right here is giving me Q vibes, because man, it gives me Q vibes. It definitely does. It's really hard to not see G when I see JP. It's really difficult to see that, but since JP has like the Russian thing and G is supposed to have like the Southern thing, I don't really know how that's supposed to translate. Those are one of the holes that are in my theory that I can't really understand or figure out. And another one is that the height difference is drastic. Like, I believe that G is 6'8" when JP is like 6'3". So why would he be coming shorter? That is also another hole in my theory. And I'm pointing out, you know, flaws in the theory just so everybody don't have to even say it, you know, so yeah, I can have already have that stuff covered for y'all, so y'all won't be in the comments saying, well, you know, they ain't the same height, and you know, they ain't the same complexion, and they don't have the same, you know, accent. Like, I've already thought about those things, but I mean, it has to be some kind of explanation why these three characters are so similar, and G and JP are so similar looking. It can't just be a coincidence. They have to be linked somehow, and I don't really know how that link is, but from what I've looked at, it has to be a link somewhere. Has to be. And it's really interesting that JP does have like the darker complexion and he has the white hair, because I don't know if anybody has ever seen this book. There is a book called How to Make a Capcom fighting game character. I was going to say how to make a fighting game character. How to make a Capcom fighting game character. Now, if y'all have never seen this book, I'll get to like the front, and y'all go out there and give credit to Near Mint Condition. I'm using his footage right here to show off this book. I don't know when this book was published or when this book came out. I don't have this book, but I have seen pictures of this book, and a lot of stuff stood out to me in this book. And mainly the one reason why I want to like tell y'all about JP, and that I think that, you know, Q, G, and JP are all the same person, and I believe that this is a weird evolution that this entity, I can only call him an entity because I don't know what he's supposed to be, is going through, is something that is in this book when you actually go to the page for G. So when you go to the page for G, there is obviously, you know, design and everything for it. And if you guys want to look at this, I'll leave a link in the description of the video so you guys can look at this and it'll go through all of it, or you guys can just buy this book yourself. I tried, it was sold out on Amazon, so there you go. But y'all can go out there and try to find it if y'all want. There is a picture of G, and I've actually looked this up. You can look it up yourself, but I'm gonna just show you guys right here myself. And I thought that this was very interesting, and I'm surprised that no one has talked about this. No one has talked about this at all. And it is, can I even blow this up? I want to just blow this up. Can I just yeah, open? Oh, you won't let me open it in a new tab? Boring. Yeah, let me just do this. Okay. So as you can see, that this is the sketches for G when they were trying to figure out this character and figure out what he was going to wear and what he was going to look like, and, you know, all the 9 yards. One of these things are not like the other. And we can see all this G stuff right here. He almost had a coat and all this other stuff. This image right here, this image is the one that I was shocked by when I seen it. I was like, what in the heck is this Asura's Wrath image here? Now, I don't know why this image is coupled in with G. Why is this coupled in with this character? This never shows up in Street Fighter V. And also, he doesn't have a costume like this in Street Fighter V. So, where does this concept come from for G? And it's very weird, and it stands out being very bizarre. And it looks like this is supposed to be like some final evolution for him or something. And I feel like when I look at JP, when I look at him and I just notice, you know, that he looks menacing. Like, JP looks menacing. He looks evil. He has the white hair. He even has, like, you see his mustache? He has that mustache that kind of does like the things at the end. I noticed that he has, you know, dark complexion, white hair. His mustache is very interesting, you know. And then he has this brooch right here. I don't even know what that is. But when I look at this, when I look at him, he's such a handsome character. When I look at him, and then when I go back to this character and I notice it has the white hair, and then it has the, you know, mustache that kind of goes up, and it's kind of like made of rocks or whatever. For some reason, I just feel like, you know, JP will turn into this thing. Is that what Rose is trying to stop? I mean, maybe, maybe not. It's a theory, ladies and gentlemen, and it's my theory, and I feel like JP, beautiful JP here, will become this thing. I don't know what this is, but I feel like that's the next evolution. And I feel like if JP gets enough power or whatever he's doing in the Himalayas, who knows? I feel like he's going to turn into this thing, and he's going to try to destroy the world. And I feel like that's what Rose seen in her, you know, vision when her and G talked in Street Fighter V. Now, none of this is concrete. None of this is facts. None of this is, you know, said by Capcom. These are all theories by me, but when I seen this image a long time ago, I was holding off talking about it because I'm just like, does people know about this? Have you ever seen this thing? And I just feel like this has something to do with JP. It's too similar to him. The white hair, the mustache, too similar to him. And I feel like, Q is one version. Then you get G, he's another. Then G turns into JP, and then JP is gonna turn into this. And I feel like it's gonna be big problems for the world of Street Fighter. When? I don't know. Will that happen in Street Fighter 6? I don't know. But I just want y'all to give me y'all thoughts on this, because I have been holding this theory in my mind for the longest time, and I just want to hear what y'all think. Do y'all think that, everybody's the same person? Q, G, JP. Are they all the same person? I think that they are. I think that they're an evolution, and they're going to turn into this monstrosity, and they're going to destroy the world of Street Fighter if Rose stops them. Now, all this can be just debunked if G shows up in Street Fighter 6. So, if G shows up in Street Fighter 6, this theory can go out the window. You know why? Because then that proves that G and JP are two different people, and they're not the same. So then I can throw that out the window finally. But until G shows up, I can't really say that, because it's just they're too similar. Also, there was a picture a long time ago that I had seen, and I believe that it was, in one of the Street Fighter 6 intros or something, which was this picture. Now, we all know that this is this picture of JP right here, because he has the hat, he has like the outfit, but I just love the way that this is cropped out. The way that this is cropped, that was done on purpose by Capcom, because this looks like G. Like, the first time that I seen this and how it was cropped, I was like, oh my god, is that G? And in the trailer, it's kind of like flash it and you'll miss it. It's like it just shows up real quick and it's gone. So it's almost like they didn't want the viewer to even notice that this image of JP was even here like this. But the fact that he looks so similar to G right here, that can't be a coincidence. It just can't be. And even though we know that this image is just him in this outfit, the way that it's cropped off with the brimmed hat, because it could be typically, if you just look at this, you would think that this was G and in his top hat, and you would think that this is G in his normal outfit, because you can't really like see it, and you see this and you think that this is the rolled up sleeves and everything, and then when you see the whole thing, you find out it's this costume. But I feel like that was done on purpose to try to make some connection, or to tell the viewer, hey, this is somebody that you know already. That's what they could be saying. They could be. Don't know for sure. But they possibly could be. But I'm going to leave the video right there, guys. This is my theory. I think that Q, G, JP, and whatever this is are all the same person. And I believe that there are evolutions to this entity. And I believe it's evolving, and it's going to evolve into that monstrosity that I showed you, and I feel like it's going to destroy the Street Fighter universe. And I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I find it a little interesting. I don't know why JP has psycho power. I don't know. Maybe y'all can tell me in the comments, what do y'all think about this theory that I have? Do you like it? Do you not like it? What is your theory on the whole, JPGQ thing? What have y'all been thinking about it? Because I need to know. I need to know more about JP so I can start, building these bridges, because I need to know more. I just feel like it's driving me crazy. And when more comes out with Street Fighter 6, because I am going to play that, and I am going to try my best to main JP, because when I first seen him, he does look very difficult, like he's going to take some getting used to. But for right now, he's all I got in that game. So we're going to have to figure out something. But that will be the end of the video, guys. Make sure you guys are following me on my Twitter, and make sure you guys check me out here every week on YouTube. And until next time, guys, peace.